To jury selection in the Sean Diddy Combs trial. Combs will be present in a New York court this morning as he faces multiple charges, including racketeering and sex trafficking. Chief investigative correspondent Aaron Katersky is there at the court for us.
Could a single audio recording ignite the downfall of a fame-forged empire? The case of Sean Diddy Combs is sending shockwaves through the entertainment industry as he faces a perilous crossroads, plead guilty in exchange for exposing the powerful figures behind the scenes. A leaked prison phone call in which Diddy's tense voice alludes to
everybody out there quiet as a motherfucker.
Pressure from higher powers has only deepened the intrigue. In hushed backstage whispers, the name Jay-Z resurfaces again and again, an imposing figure cloaked in mist. All signs point to the likelihood that Diddy was not acting alone, but ensnared in a far more intricate web of influence. There appears to be a mastermind, wielding influence from the shadows, orchestrating events with reach that eclipses Diddy's own. Rumors swirl that Jay-Z may be seeking to distance himself from Diddy to safeguard his billion-dollar empire, as legal accusations now threaten not just his reputation, but Beyoncé's as well. While the full details of the plea bargain remain undisclosed, reports suggest it may implicate Jay-Z in illicit operations. Most notably, the leaked recording reveals Diddy firmly rejecting an offer from federal authorities, despite mounting pressure to name co-conspirators within the criminal network. Diddy's refusal could stem from fear of retaliation or from coercion by powerful individuals allegedly connected to Jay-Z. As he prepares to take the stand at a pivotal federal hearing, the stakes have never been higher. Truth looms on the horizon, threatening to unravel the very foundations of a power structure he is accused of protecting. Who is truly pulling the strings behind the curtain, and who will bear the cost when the facade collapses? To uncover the secretive web behind Diddy's defiant choice and Jay-Z's possible entanglement, step into the courtroom where everything begins to unravel.
Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and will face justice.
On October 10th, 2024, in a federal courtroom in New York, the world's gaze converged on Sean Diddy Combs as he entered his final hearing, with even greater anticipation fixed on the pivotal trial set for May 5th, 2025. In the charged atmosphere of the courtroom, a haunting question gripped all. Will the wheels of justice crush Diddy's empire of influence, or will he find an escape amid the gathering storm of legal turmoil? Facing grave charges of sex trafficking, extortion, and transportation for prostitution, Diddy stands on the precipice of a potential life sentence if convicted. According to court documents released by NBC News, prosecutors allege that Diddy leveraged his power and fame to coerce victims into prolonged sexual activities, fueled by drugs and events dubbed freak-offs. Yet, during this hearing, Diddy steadfastly rejected the government's plea deal, a bargain that could have mitigated his sentence in exchange for naming his accomplices. Instead, he bolstered his defense team with 2 new attorneys, signaling an unyielding resolve to confront the upcoming trial head-on. As reported by ABC News' Aaron Katersky, discussions about jury selection took center stage, with legal experts underscoring that this process would be a linchpin in determining Diddy's fate. A striking detail at the hearing was the absence of Diddy's family, his mother, sister, and sons, who had been regular fixtures at prior sessions. Their absence, like an unseen blade, underscored the psychological and social pressures bearing down on Diddy, leaving him increasingly isolated amid the legal maelstrom. Meanwhile, a key witness emerged. Cassie Ventura, Diddy's former girlfriend, confirmed to testify under her real name at the trial. Court records reveal that Cassie had filed a civil lawsuit against Diddy the previous year, accusing him of abuse and forcing her to participate in freak-off activities. Though that case was swiftly settled out of court, her forthcoming testimony promises to unveil explosive revelations. Against this backdrop, others implicated in the case have vociferously defended themselves. Jay-Z, repeatedly named in legal documents, publicly denounced the allegations as reprehensible in a statement posted on Roc Nation's Instagram. He urged that the accusations be pursued as criminal rather than civil complaints, while lambasting attorney Tony Busby for exploiting the situation. Likewise, Gloria Estefan and her husband Emilio, named in a lawsuit by Joseph Manzaro tied to a 2015 freak-off party, categorically denied any involvement. They provided documentation proving no such event took place at their Miami mansion between 2012 and 2019, as stated in a declaration to Entertainment Tonight. In an industry where image is paramount, the vehement denials from Jay-Z and Estefan serve as their final bulwark, but will they suffice to withstand the legal tempest on the horizon? At the fragile boundary between truth and rumor, a leaked audio recording from the Metropolitan Detention Center has sparked fresh speculation. Released by Social Details, the recording captures Diddy using cryptic terms like pizza, recycling plastic, and list during a jailhouse call. "Get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes," Diddy is heard saying, according to the air excerpt. Investigators, as reported by the Associated Press, are probing whether pizza and list allude to witnesses or evidence, though their precise meaning remains elusive. The mention of Jay in the recording, while unverified, has fueled suspicions that Jay-Z, with his forceful response and the withdrawal of a related lawsuit, may be orchestrating efforts to ensure Diddy does not disclose a clandestine list. Let them have their fun, but I'll be the one laughing last, Diddy continues, hinting at external support and confidence in his outcome. Yet, the recording's authenticity remains in question as authorities have not confirmed its origin. These coded phrases, possibly mere prison vernacular, have nonetheless ignited suspicions that Diddy is covertly manipulating witnesses or concealing evidence from behind bars. Doubts intensified when Diddy was removed from jail in the dead of night last month, officially to undergo an MRI for health concerns. However, some sources, including a News Nation report, question whether this was a pretext to handle evidence or contact allies. Diddy and his legal team have not shied away from controversial arguments. In a court filing, they allege that the investigations targeting Diddy are driven by racial bias aimed at tarnishing a successful black man. This is a witch hunt, Diddy's attorney declared, as cited by Reuters, though prosecutors dismissed the claim, emphasizing that the case rests on concrete evidence. Meanwhile, the silence of other influential figures in the entertainment industry only heightens curiosity. Oprah Winfrey and Ellen DeGeneres, who have attended Diddy-related events in the past, have offered no comment on the case. This could be a calculated move to avoid entanglement, but it also amplifies suspicions about the breadth of the network involved. This recording has become a focal point of the investigation, with prosecutors suggesting that coded terms like list may refer to accomplices or witnesses Diddy is shielding. His resolute refusal of the federal plea deal, despite demands to name names, underscores that the recording is not merely a legal clue, but a media bombshell stoking suspicions of a broader criminal network. Its impact transcends the courtroom, as posts on X spread at lightning speed, thrusting Diddy into the epicenter of conspiracy theories and eroding his stature as a cultural icon. Amid the accusations and rebuttals, it is undeniable that social media has amplified parts of this saga. Platforms like X have become hotbeds for conspiracy theories, from ascribing hidden meanings to the recording's cryptic terms to speculating about the roles of Jay-Z and Beyoncé. One X post, garnering thousands of shares, proclaimed that Diddy is just a pawn in a larger game, alluding to a vast power network. However, legal experts, quoted by ABC News, caution that such rumors risk distorting public perception of the case. Social media is a double-edged sword, one attorney remarked. It can unearth truths but also fabricate narratives. Against this backdrop, the question looms: can justice pierce the fog of rumors and denials to uncover the truth? The developments at the hearing and the responses from those implicated are merely the surface of a far more intricate tale. As Diddy braces for his trial on May 5th, the pressure mounts not only on him but also on those drawn into the case's vortex. Cassie Ventura, with her impending testimony, may hold the key to unlocking buried secrets. Meanwhile, Jay-Z and Gloria Estefan, with their staunch denials, strive to preserve their public personas. Yet, as the wheels of justice keep turning, no one can predict who will stand firm and who will be swept away by the legal whirlwind. As the rebuttals from Jay-Z and Estefan echo, a larger question emerges: what were the freak-offs truly and who orchestrated them? Join us as we delve into the shocking allegations from witnesses and evidence. As the light of justice begins to pierce the shadowy corners of the entertainment industry, a bold decision by Sean Diddy Combs has sent shockwaves across the globe. He rejected a plea deal offered by federal prosecutors, defying the prospect of a life sentence. According to an ABC News report, the deal demanded Diddy reveal the identities of accomplices in an alleged criminal network, but his resolute refusal has sparked fervent speculation about his true motives. Is Diddy shielding a greater power, or is he merely fighting to save himself from the legal maelstrom? In backstage whispers and court documents, Jay-Z's name surfaces repeatedly, not just as a comrade, but as a central figure in grave allegations. Sources from the New York Post suggest Jay-Z may be part of a power network far beyond Diddy's control, one where fame and crime intertwine in the shadows. Diddy's decision is not merely a legal maneuver, but a declaration of war, opening a gateway to a cryptic world of power and manipulation. But what is that world, and who lurks behind the curtain? The dark secrets Diddy may be concealing are encapsulated in a single word at the heart of the scandal: freak-offs. These events, per a federal indictment released by the Southern District of New York, U.S. Attorney's Office, were not mere gatherings but meticulously orchestrated spectacles where Diddy allegedly used drugs, coercion, and his influence to ensnare victims in prolonged sexual activities. Court documents describe the freak-offs as part of a criminal enterprise run by Diddy, with his staff and companies facilitating and concealing illegal activities. These events, the filings claim, were not isolated parties but a structured system, occurring monthly at mansions in Los Angeles, Miami, and New York, involving dozens of attendees from celebrities to vulnerable youths drawn into the fold. One of the most shocking allegations stems from a civil lawsuit filed by Joseph Manzaro in Florida, reported by E! News. Manzaro claims he was drugged, transported against his will, and sexually assaulted at a 2015 freak-off party held at a luxurious Miami estate. His lawsuit names Jay-Z, Beyoncé, Gloria Estefan, and LeBron James as attendees, though their roles remain unclear. Manzaro alleges the event, ostensibly a 17th birthday celebration for Diddy's son Christian Combs, was a sprawling affair with hundreds of guests, including music producers, models, and NBA stars. A Page 6 source revealed the party was tightly secured by Diddy's security team, with surveillance cameras everywhere. Beyoncé, though reportedly bewildered by the event, has not commented publicly, but an ex-post from someone close to her claimed she was shocked and left early. LeBron James, who attended Diddy's past events, has sidestepped the case, though a 2016 ESPN interview shows him once praising Diddy as a brother. Manzaro, backed by a nonprofit advocating for abuse victims, chose to speak out after years of silence, the Miami Herald. He recounts a harrowing ordeal led through a secret tunnel to the Estefan family's property. He awoke in a chaotic scene, gripped by fear and shock. These details, pending verification, raise a chilling question: who truly held power in these clandestine rooms, and what were they hiding? Yet Manzaro's story is merely the tip of a darker iceberg. Manzaro's lawsuit, with its roster of high-profile names, has turned Diddy's case into a media firestorm, pulling even the seemingly untouchable into a vortex of suspicion. In court filings, Manzaro recounts a chilling detail: he was forced to parade through party rooms nearly naked, wearing a phallic mask, while attendees mocked and jeered. Beyoncé, per the lawsuit, expressed confusion upon witnessing this, asking, "What is this? Why is a half-naked white man standing in front of me?" This recorded remark suggests she may have been an unwitting bystander, yet her presence at such an event has fueled public questions about her ties to Diddy. Gloria Estefan and her husband Emilio, also named, swiftly denied involvement, stating to Entertainment Tonight that no parties were held at our Miami home from 2012 to 2019, backed by property records. LeBron James, listed as a witness, remains silent, though TMZ released photos from 2010 show him alongside Diddy at prior events. These names, whether witnesses or accused, underscore a troubling reality: in the elite's world, power can entangle even the innocent in scandal's crosshairs. But is this mere coincidence, or does a deeper network operate beneath? The involvement of celebrities in Manzaro's allegations not only heightens the drama, but also raises profound questions about the nature of power in entertainment. The freak-offs were not mere events, but symbols of a culture where excess is normalized and dissent silenced. Per the federal indictment published on the U.S. Department of Justice website, Diddy allegedly used entities like Bad Boy Entertainment and his staff to orchestrate and conceal illegal activities at these events. Prosecutors claim the gatherings were recorded, with footage used to extort or control victims. A source cited by the Washington Post revealed that electronic devices seized from Diddy's properties contain hundreds of hours of surveillance video, some depicting illegal acts. Though not yet public, this evidence bolsters prosecutors' belief that Diddy was not just a lone offender but the head of a sophisticated criminal organization. However, Diddy's legal team, led by attorney Mark Agnifilo, has dismissed these claims, asserting in a CNN statement that Mr. Combs is innocent and will prove it in court. This legal battle is not just about Diddy's fate, but about exposing the secrets of an industry built on image and influence. But who else is being swept into this maelstrom? As allegations of freak-offs rock the entertainment world, a wildfire of rumors has spread, entwining truth and falsehood at the heart of Sean Diddy Combs' case. Amid the public storm, an unexpected witness has stepped into the light, illuminating the hidden corners of the power realm Diddy once dominated. A former Diddy assistant, requesting anonymity for fear of retaliation, shared shocking revelations with the New York Times about parties she witnessed. These events, she said, were not just lavish gatherings but meticulously staged theaters where drugs and psychological manipulation controlled victims. Diddy didn't just throw parties, she stated, he directed everything like a filmmaker, ensuring everyone followed his script. She described how guests, often vulnerable youths, were drugged to become compliant, while Diddy's inner circle monitored every move. Her account, corroborated by court documents cited by NBC News, suggests Diddy used entities like Bad Boy Entertainment to mask illegal activities, turning these parties into a cog in a criminal network. But are these revelations truth or part of a smear campaign against Diddy? As freak-off allegations shake the public, Diddy seems to still be steering the narrative from behind bars, but how? Join us to uncover his covert actions in prison. While confined within the cold walls of the Metropolitan Detention Center, Diddy appears undeterred in his efforts to maintain control, even as his freedom hangs in the balance. A stunning piece of evidence has fueled doubts about his intentions. Jail calls intercepted by authorities reveal Diddy attempting to contact witnesses to sway their testimony. Per a court filing cited by the Washington Post, federal prosecutors recorded multiple calls in which Diddy instructed a family member to reach out to certain people and ensure their stories align. One call documented in court records captures Diddy speaking cryptically, "Don't let them tell the wrong truth. We need to keep things on track." These actions not only reinforce allegations of obstructing justice, but also deepen suspicions about the scope of the network he may be protecting. Prosecutors in a Reuters report argue that these efforts show Diddy retains significant influence, even in custody. His behavior has branded him a serious danger in prison, per an internal Bureau of Prisons memo cited by the New York Post. But what do these calls conceal, and what do they reveal about the secrets Diddy is guarding? The answer may lie in another cryptic statement he made. As freak-off allegations and intercepted calls rock the industry, a leaked audio from the Metropolitan Detention Center has ignited a firestorm of speculation, pulling the public into a whirlwind of truth and fiction. Released by Social Details and widely shared on X, the recording captures Diddy's tense voice, "Get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes. Make sure to recycle the plastic, don't forget that list." Terms like pizza and list instantly became fodder for conspiracy theories. Rolling Stone notes that pizza has been used online to allude to child trafficking, though no concrete evidence ties it to Diddy. Investigators, per the Associated Press, are probing whether list refers to witnesses, victims, or accomplices. The audio's authenticity remains unverified, but its impact is undeniable. X posts, some garnering millions of views, speculate Diddy is remotely manipulating evidence. One viral post declared, "Diddy's just a pawn, the list will expose the real power players." These rumors have skewed public perception, prompting legal experts, cited by Forbes, to warn they could taint jury selection. Meanwhile, the silence of figures like Oprah Winfrey and Ellen DeGeneres, who attended Diddy's past events, fuels suspicion. Per TMZ, Oprah was at a 2012 Diddy charity event, but her current silence is interpreted by some on X as evasion. Diddy's coded words, whether metaphorical or deeply significant, have deepened the mystery enveloping the case. Though speculative, his cryptic remarks amplify the sense of a larger conspiracy lurking in the shadows. As Diddy's coded language stokes suspicion, another figure is drawn into the storm. Jay-Z, is he tied to the secrets Diddy is concealing? Join us to explore the allegations targeting this close ally. The intricacy of the case is starkly illuminated by Diddy's relentless efforts to maintain control, even from behind bars. A source close to the investigation, cited by the New York Post, revealed that Diddy attempted to contact witnesses from the Metropolitan Detention Center, pressuring them to alter their testimonies. Federal prosecutors in a court filing reported by the Washington Post confirmed that several of Diddy's calls were intercepted, during which he instructed family members to reach out to certain individuals to ensure their narratives aligned with his own. These actions have branded him a significant danger within the prison, according to an internal memo from the Bureau of Prisons. The memo also referenced Diddy's history of violence, including a 1999 Manhattan nightclub shooting, where he was acquitted but remained implicated, as documented in a 2001 New York Times article. Such maneuvers suggest Diddy is not merely fighting for his freedom, but striving to uphold a long-standing web of silence. Yet, can these efforts truly shield the truth from unraveling? Despite the mounting evidence, Diddy remains defiant, steadfastly rejecting all allegations and portraying himself as a man maligned by those envious of his success. In a statement to NBC News, his legal team argued that the accusations are baseless and part of a witch hunt targeting a successful black entrepreneur. They emphasized Diddy's full cooperation with investigators, granting access to his properties and records. However, this bravado has done little to alleviate the pressure from prosecutors who, according to the Associated Press, denied Diddy bail, citing his risk of flight or witness tampering. A judge's ruling, recorded in court documents, underscored that Diddy's attempts to contact witnesses from prison pose a direct threat to the integrity of the judicial process. Furthermore, his violent past, including the 1990 nightclub incident where he was accused of firing into a crowd but escaped conviction with the aid of a formidable legal team, has been leveraged by prosecutors to bolster their case. That episode, chronicled by the New York Times, has tarnished Diddy's image as a cultural icon, recasting him as a perilous figure in the eyes of authorities. But is Diddy truly the mastermind, or merely a pawn in a grander scheme? The charges against Diddy extend far beyond individual misconduct, encompassing grave offenses like racketeering and sex trafficking, which expose the sprawling scope of the alleged criminal network. According to a federal indictment published on the U.S. Department of Justice's website, Diddy is accused of orchestrating a criminal enterprise spanning decades, utilizing his companies and staff to facilitate illicit activities. The indictment details acts such as supplying drugs to victims, employing force to coerce participation in sexual activities, and recording events for blackmail. A source from the investigation, quoted by the Washington Post, disclosed that electronic devices seized from Diddy's properties contain hundreds of hours of surveillance footage, some capturing illegal acts. Though not yet public, these videos form a cornerstone of the case, with prosecutors asserting they provide irrefutable evidence of Diddy's crimes. Additionally, witnesses, including a former assistant who spoke to the New York Times, have offered detailed accounts of how Diddy wielded his influence to manipulate and exploit those around him. Together, these allegations paint a chilling portrait of a sophisticated criminal system with Diddy at its helm. But who else might lurk behind this system, and how far have they gone to conceal the truth? The case's complexity is amplified by a maelstrom of rumors and conspiracy theories, blurring the line between fact and fiction. Platforms like X have become a crucible for speculation, with posts garnering millions of views claiming Diddy's case is merely the tip of the iceberg, and that more powerful figures are pulling strings behind the scenes. One widely shared post, retweeted over 500,000 times, speculated that the list Diddy mentioned in a leaked call could include prominent names from Hollywood to Washington. Yet legal experts cited by Forbes caution that such rumors risk distorting public perception and exerting undue pressure on the trial. Social media is a double-edged sword, one attorney remarked, capable of exposing truths but also weaving fabricated tales. To counter these speculations, prosecutors have released select case details, emphasizing that the charges rest on tangible evidence and witness testimonies, not conjecture. For instance, a Justice Department press release clarified that data from Diddy's seized devices corroborates the illegal activities outlined in the indictment. These efforts aim to clarify the truth, but the media tempest continues to muddy the narrative. Can the public discern reality from the whispers of the digital age? The saga of Sean Diddy Combs transcends a mere legal battle. It is a mirror reflecting the sinister underbelly of the entertainment industry, where power and secrets intertwine in the shadows. Laden with charges of racketeering, sex trafficking, and orchestrating manipulative freak-offs, Diddy appears to know too much, too many names, too many secrets, and perhaps too many puppeteers behind the curtain. But is he the architect of this empire of vice, or a sacrificial pawn thrust forward by moguls to shield a vaster network of influence? Whispers from the wings and the eerie silence of stars like LeBron James, named in Manzaro's lawsuit, ignite suspicion who truly holds the reins. Jay-Z, with his vehement denials and calls to shift the case to criminal proceedings, emerges as an enigmatic figure. Is he merely safeguarding his reputation, or is he the chosen enforcer of unseen titans tasked with toppling Diddy to preserve their dominion? The testimony of a former assistant, depicting the freak-offs as stages of exploitation, coupled with hundreds of hours of surveillance footage, suggests Diddy holds the key to a vault of secrets that someone, perhaps Jay-Z, desperately wants buried. Jay-Z's fierce response, far from quelling the storm, fuels the flames of doubt, especially as a civil lawsuit implicating him was abruptly withdrawn. In a world where excess is glorified and the vulnerable are silenced, Diddy's case lays bare a chilling truth: celebrities are not untouchable, but the true architects of power may still lurk unseen, poised to sacrifice Diddy to safeguard their throne. Caught in a legal maelstrom, Sean Diddy Combs faces a storm that reverberates far beyond the courtroom, shaking the economic and social foundations of the entertainment industry. With chilling accusations of sex trafficking, extortion, and notorious freak-off parties, this case threatens not only Diddy's freedom but also the business empires he and close ally Jay-Z have built over decades. From the celebrated Ciroc brand to Sean John fashion, from the Roc Nation music empire to the Tidal streaming platform, the scandal has left irreparable cracks, sparking profound questions about power, gender, and race in entertainment. More than that, it forces the world to confront an uncertain future for hip-hop, a genre once a voice of rebellion, now overshadowed by scandal and power manipulation. As justice casts light into the industry's dark corners, what emerges is not just one man's crimes, but a system that has long enabled moral decay. Diddy's downfall is not merely a legal saga, it's an economic earthquake, toppling the brands he nurtured throughout his career. Ciroc, the premium vodka brand partnered with Diageo since 2007, was a symbol of hip-hop extravagance, gracing music videos and elite all-night parties. But in 2024, as allegations against Diddy erupted, retailers pulled products from shelves, sales plummeted 15% in the third quarter, with major chains like Walmart and Target halting distribution in some regions. Investors, wary of the scandal's fallout, pressed Diageo to sever ties with Diddy, a move that could cost him hundreds of millions. Diageo's statement about closely monitoring the legal situation speaks volumes through its silence. For consumers, Ciroc is no longer a mark of luxury but a brand tainted by accusations of abuse and crime. Sean John, the fashion line Diddy launched in 1998, also succumbed to the storm. Once lauded for elevating hip-hop style to high-fashion runways, Sean John boasted over $500 million in revenue by 2010. Its leather jackets and street-inspired jeans were favorites among youth seeking rebellion and identity. Yet, in 2024, as Diddy's accusations escalated, retailers like Macy's and Nordstrom slashed inventory. Macy's removed Sean John from stores in New York and Los Angeles due to customer backlash. On X, a post with over 200,000 shares declared, "Buying Sean John supports an abuser," fueling a Gen Z-led boycott. Diddy's attempt to distance himself by handing management to a new team only deepened perceptions of evasion. As shelves emptied, Sean John lost not just commercial value but its cultural significance, morphing from a beacon of creative freedom into a reminder of its founder's moral collapse. Jay-Z, though not criminally charged, cannot escape the economic ripples of his association with Diddy. Roc Nation, his 2008 founded artist management and music production powerhouse, representing stars like Rihanna, Shakira, and Beyoncé, earned $700 million in 2023. But as Jay-Z's name surfaced in Diddy-related legal documents, partners grew cautious. A $50 million advertising deal with a major sports brand was paused in October 2024 over image concerns. Tidal, Jay-Z's 2015 streaming platform, saw a 10% drop in paid subscribers in the same quarter, driven by X posts urging cancellations because Jay-Z knew what Diddy did. Despite Jay-Z's fierce denials, labeling the accusations heinous on Roc Nation's Instagram, public skepticism persisted. Beyoncé's silence, despite her ties to major L'Oreal and Netflix campaigns, fueled suspicions of image protection. As contracts faltered and fans turned away, Jay-Z's empire wavered, not due to legal proof but the unstoppable force of public opinion. The case's impact transcends finances, igniting a searing debate about power, gender, and race, exposing the flaws of a system that shielded the powerful. The freak-offs symbolize a culture where manipulation and exploitation were normalized. Federal indictments reveal victims, mostly young women, lured with career promises only to be coerced into sexual activities under Diddy's threats. This pattern reflects a broader industry trend where women, especially women of color, are treated as commodities for powerful men's ambitions. Cassie Ventura's testimony, alleging years of abuse and forced freak-off participation, is a heart-wrenching testament. Her upcoming criminal trial statements are expected to reveal the extent of this exploitation. On X, a post shared over 300,000 times hailed Cassie as a guiding flame, urging other victims to speak. Yet her courage came at a cost. Hundreds of threatening messages from Diddy's supporters highlight the industry's culture of silence and fear. Gender issues intertwine with race, as Diddy's legal team claims the investigation is a witch hunt against a successful black entrepreneur. This argument resonates with a history of harsher treatment for black artists compared to white counterparts. Unlike Harvey Weinstein, whose initial accusations were long ignored due to his white elite connections, Diddy lacks similar protection. Prosecutors, however, insist the case rests on concrete evidence, including hours of surveillance and witness accounts. The racial debate cuts both ways. It highlights systemic inequities but risks overshadowing victims, many of whom are also people of color. On X, clashing hashtags like #JusticeForDiddy and #BelieveTheVictims trap the public in an ideological battle, obscuring the truth. The case raises urgent questions about hip-hop's future, a genre born in the 1970s South Bronx as a voice for the marginalized, now at risk of losing its soul to scandal. Diddy and Jay-Z transformed hip-hop into a global empire, but this case, alongside prior controversies like R. Kelly's, marks a breaking point, forcing reckoning with power and accountability. Young artists like Megan Thee Stallion reject glorifying abusers, while hip-hop reform on X demands ethics over profit. Yet hope emerges. Independent artists like No Name, backed by platforms like SoundCloud, champion authenticity. Organizations like Hip Hop Caucus, with a 2024 campaign for victim support, declare on X, hip-hop won't die, it will evolve stronger and fairer. But change is tough as labels grapple with losing revenue from stars like Diddy. As the trial of Sean Diddy Combs unfolds with unrelenting intensity, questions about the web of power and the secrets he may be shielding linger like a dark cloud, casting a shadow over the entertainment industry. Testimony from a former assistant, cryptic prison phone calls, and a suddenly withdrawn lawsuit involving Jay-Z are but fragmented pieces of a chaotic puzzle where truth and deception intertwine relentlessly. The evidence, ranging from surveillance footage to witness accounts, promises to lay bare the dark underbelly of a glamorous world, yet it faces a formidable challenge. Can justice pierce the dense veil of power to bring forth the light? Diddy, with his steadfast denials and attempts to manipulate from behind bars, seems to be fighting not just for his freedom, but to cling to a legacy crumbling by the day. Meanwhile, Jay-Z, once an untouchable icon, now teeters on the brink of reputational collapse as accusations trail him like a relentless specter. This case, with all its drama and complexity, serves as a stark reminder that even the most dazzling empires can fall when the light of justice shines upon them. The case stems from grave allegations of sex trafficking and extortion, with the infamous freak-off parties depicted as stages of manipulation where Diddy wielded his authority to control victims. The former assistant's testimony painted him as a master orchestrator, while his prison calls reveal ongoing efforts to pressure witnesses into altering their stories. The lawsuit against Jay-Z, though retracted, has left lingering doubts about his role in this shadowy network. The mounting evidence from surveillance videos to the accounts of those once close to Diddy sketches a grim portrait of an industry where power is used to conceal and exploit, yet the greatest hurdle lies in overcoming the barriers of fame and wealth. Despite his incarceration, Diddy strives to control the narrative, as if convinced that his legacy from music to brands can still be salvaged. But with fans turning away and partners abandoning him, that hope grows ever fainter. Jay-Z, though publicly dismissing the allegations as baseless, cannot escape the storm of public scrutiny, as his king of hip-hop image is threatened by ceaseless whispers. This case is not merely a legal battle, but a harsh wake-up call: no empire is eternal. As the light of justice begins to illuminate the industry's hidden corners, both Diddy and Jay-Z confront an unforgiving reality. The truth, once exposed, spares no one, no matter how powerful they once were. Will these dark secrets drag an entire system of power down with them, or will they merely mark a painful chapter in the history of entertainment?